Today, we're in the Netherlands, but I want you to imagine that you're in the south of France and you've just ordered a Campari Spritz, because right now I'm aboard a Zeelander 5, the entry model to the range of curvaceous sports cruisers by the family-owned Dutch brand. But this video is not about this boat. It's about this one, the Zeelander 8, the brand new 79-foot or 23.9 meter flagship model, which has just finished her sea trials, and we're going to have a sneak look on board and take her for a sea trial. All Zeelander yachts are engineered and built in this small but state-of-the-art shipyard on the River Lek. Down that way is Rotterdam, upstream is Utrecht. The brand may still be quite young, but in little more than 20 years, it's carved out a niche for itself in the specialized market for high-end sports cruisers.
Started with the idea of making something that is very high quality in very low numbers. I had absolutely no ambition to copy anybody else, to make a product just to make money. I just want to make a small boat which is very high quality, which has a very good ride, which is very silent, which is very practical, which is everything you have in your big boat, but then in a small boat that you can run yourself. That was the whole idea, to have, and something that is, pleasing to look at, something that looks pretty. Then, of course, when you make a smaller one, people ask, can you make a bigger one? Yeah, of course we can make a bigger one. So then we started to design a bigger one. But in the end, I kind of decided that we should be only making 4 models, which is 5, 6, 7, and 8. But we've had many requests for building bigger, for building 100, 110, 120 footer. And actually the model can be stretched up to 50 meter.
The last time SuperYacht Times was here at the shipyard was when we walked you through how Zeelander builds its yachts, with special focus on the Zeelander 7, which at that time was the flagship model. In that video, we saw how each unit is built to order in a custom package with bespoke interiors to create what are effectively mini superyachts. But what makes all 4 models in the current lineup instantly recognizable are the elegant exterior lines and high freeboard inspired by traditional New England-style lobster boats with a modern twist. And the Zeelander 8, with her chic Porsche rhodium silver hull color, is no exception.
Yeah, and I was inspired by New England lobster boats, and also the commuter boats of the 30s, where those rich guys living in those mansions in Long Island. I think for the sharp eye, it's obvious that whole era, that style transitions into what Zeelander is today. So all the beauty of the past, but in a modern day development. So it's the shear line, the classic shear line, the tumble home on the back, the curved stern. Very, is that a good word? Huggable. It's like you want to hug the boat, like you want to put your hands on it and feel the curvature and the organic shapes that are just inviting to touch, actually. And you will see that the Zeelander is a combination of the beauty of this golden era, combined with the technology of today, the latest technology, the latest standards in terms of comfort and practicality, and everything you need to enjoy a good weekend on the water with the family or the friends, but with style.
I want to start this tour of the Zeelander 8 here on the aft deck, because thanks to the raked transom, the enormous swim platform is another defining characteristic of the range, which in this case covers a full 12 square meters of water-level real estate. Terrace-style steps lead up to an open-air dinette in the cockpit, and unlike the Zeelander 7, there's space forward for another very comfy alfresco dining area with sofa seating and a sun pad, all safely out of the way of the mooring and anchor gear in the bow. Not forgetting the garage that has been seamlessly integrated into the tumble home of the hull, where there's room for a 4.5 meter Williams tender and other water toys. The Zeelander 8 is around 12 feet or 4 meters longer than the Zeelander 7, but the increase in volume is exponential, and you feel that most on the inside. You still have the bar outside with a drop-down window connecting the inside and outside, but everything else feels more airy and spacious, including the galley and breakfast corner and the dining area underneath the huge sunroof. On the Zeelander 7, the dining seats, for example, had a flippable backrest and they morphed into the driving seats. Because we have more room now, there is space for 2 dedicated pilot's chairs. The quilted automotive-style leather upholstery, however, remains. Below deck are 3 ensuite cabins, 2 doubles and a plush full-beam master suite amidships, all with large hull windows, for a total of 6 guests. The extra volume also means there are 2 cabins for 3 crew in the bow with separate access, but owner-operators are free to customize the crew space as they see fit. The interior decor, of course, is completely up to individual owners, but something else worth noting is just how quiet the interior is. Around 65 decibels while underway, according to Zeelander, which, just to give you an idea, is rather less than a family car driving down the motorway at 90 kilometers an hour. One reason why the noise and vibration levels are so low is because all Zeelander yachts are powered by Volvo Penta IPS drives. In this case, a quad setup with 4 D13 engines, which can run on renewable HVO fuel, coupled to IPS 1200 pods, although more powerful IPS 1350 units are also an option. Top speed is 35 knots, 40 knots in the case of the more powerful option, and at 26 knots the Zeelander 8 has a range of 500 plus nautical miles, plenty to get you from Portofino to Portocervo and still have fuel left in the tank. But if you're not in a hurry, at an economical 7 knots the range goes up to 3,000 nautical miles. The other advantage of the Volvo Penta IPS system is just how easy its smart, user-friendly joystick controls make maneuvering and docking, which removes a lot of the stress of running a big boat like the Zeelander 8 for owner-operators. A second Zeelander 8 was sold before this one even hit the water, and I'm sure others will follow. The new Flagship was designed specifically to be just under that 24-meter load line length, which is when the rules and regulations become more complex, especially with regard to manning. But the brand has consistently built bigger ever since it launched the Z44, its debut model back in 2008, which became the Zeelander 5. So here's a thought. Are we ever likely to see a Zeelander 9 that steps beyond that 24-meter mark into true superyacht territory?
We could actually build it in our facility. We have a big building. Our building is 135 meters long. It is possible, and actually it becomes, more sleek the longer it becomes with the same shape. But it'll take a whole different organization, and also it doesn't really fit into the vision we have. The vision, what we have, is to have a small boat of extremely high quality, which is for the very happy few.